friends. Well, I want to show you what I got for Christmas from Mr. Patient, and then we're going to whip up some pizza crust from page 74 of my second cookbook. Supper's ready. Let's eat. Well, amen. Alright, first of all, this is what my father's wife gave me for Christmas. Isn't this sweet? It's a towel. Big, voluptuous, wonderful towel. Just beautiful. And it has my recipe, one of my recipes, prize-winning recipe, Katie's Banana Chocolate Chip Muffins, which is in my first cookbook. And she asked for one of my recipes, and she had that printed on the front, and I just love it. Well, what I did is this is not something you want to use and get dirty, so I actually sewed the edge here, and it is a cover for my mixer that Mr. Patient got me for Christmas. I have been wanting one of these for years and years and years, and it is a KitchenAid. It's Professional 5 Plus is the name of it. And if you have watched my other videos where I have used my white KitchenAid mixer, you'll know that I fight with that silly thing because the switch is broken and I have to plug and unplug. It's just an ordeal. Mr. Patient surprised me with this for Christmas. Oh my stars, I was so speechless, if you can imagine that. All right, well, today we're going to whip up some pizza crust, and I have a video that I made in our last farmhouse in Tennessee, and it is for deep dish, Chicago style deep dish pizza and cast iron, and it is absolutely wonderful. We love it so much. But I also have 3 pizza crust recipes in this cookbook. One's just the basic pizza crust that we're going to make right now. And then there's the cauliflower pizza crust, the grain-free, low-carb. And then there's one using a bread machine. I love my bread machine. I mean, I've had it for years. I think this is my second one. I'm on my second. But I have had this for years. We had it on the RV when we traveled. And I just... But I really love my bread machine. And I have used it so much. So you can find them at thrift stores, y'all. I see them at Goodwill all the time, like every time I go in there. And so, you know, you might want to check out a bread machine. It's if you have room in your kitchen for it. All right, today we're doing pizza crust, and we are using this fast rising instant yeast. I usually don't buy it in these little packets. There's a story behind that. But anyway, I happen to have this today. And if you want to know the difference between fast rising instant yeast and active dry yeast, which this is my bulk active dry yeast. If you want to know the difference in that, then I have a video telling about that you can follow up here. Okie doke. First thing we're going to do is combine our flour and our sweetener and yeast and salt in the mixer. So I'm going to put it in this bowl, in my bowl of my new mixer. So it's 4 cups of flour, either white or wheat or a mixture. Sometimes I love to use einkorn flour. I'm not using that today, but I love to use that, especially in my cast iron pizza, which I may or may not use cast iron today. You can use cast iron or a pan with this crust. All right, 4 cups of whole wheat or white flour. I'm going to do, that is 1.5 of whole wheat. I love these little measuring spoons, I guess you'd call them. I think it's 1/2 cup, 1/3 cup, or 4th cup, 1/2 cup, 1/3 cup, or 1/8 cup. And I got these are Lindy's. I think they're made in India, I think. Or from India, if I believe I remember that right. And these I buy at my Amish surplus store. So 1.5 And then let's go with 2. I'm not doing this with a heavy hand. 2.5, 3, 3.5. Okay, now I'm going to add the other 1/2 cup later as needed. Now, it calls for a tablespoon of instant yeast. And if you have my cookbook on page 74, you might want to write the word instant on there. I'm actually going to just use the whole package here. Write the word instant because there's a difference in instant and the active dry. Alright, and then we're going to add 2 teaspoons of a good salt of your choice. And then we're going to add a tablespoon of sugar or honey. Oh, I can't get it open very easily. Arthritis acts up sometimes. Alright, now this is a fermented garlic honey. And it smells... Oh, it just smells so garlicky and wonderful. But I do have a video on how to make this. I'm just going to eyeball a tablespoon of this. And if bits and pieces of garlic get in there, that is okay. That is good and healthy. Alright, I've got my warm liquid here. So let's go ahead. So we've got the flour, sweetener, yeast, and salt. Let's put the use the flat paddle here. Flat attachment. There we go. And then this raises and lowers. That's the difference between this model and the one that I had. I just like this so much. Now, one thing is this only has comes with the 1 bowl. And my other KitchenAid had 2 bowls. One with a handle and one without. And this also has an automatic feature where it starts slowly on purpose just so you don't accidentally, you know, splash something everywhere or decorate the kitchen with flour. I'm going to mix all that. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and add my 1/4 cup of oil, and I am using extra virgin olive oil today. A lot of times I'll use MCT oil, which is extra healthy for us. So we're going to add our 1 1/3 cups of water to the yeast mixture, flour mixture. Remember, I still have my 1/2 cup of flour over here to add as well. I'm going to go ahead and add that flour. It's already smelling delicious with that garlic infused or garlic fermented honey. Oh, it already just smells good. Alright, I've scraped down my sides. One thing I do like about this bowl, as opposed to the other KitchenAid with the lift mechanism, the lift head, I like that this opening at the top is wider. It's easier to work with. I'm adding my kneading attachment. If you wanted to add some Italian seasoning to this, you could. That'd be great. Alright, now this dough, it's not too sticky. It's not too sticky. I have let it knead with a kneading attachment, but you can also do it by hand on a floured board. If I can get this thing out. Okay, well, maybe I need to learn how to use it. Okay, seriously, I can't get it out. Okay, I don't understand. Oh, okay. Whoa, mercy. Alright, I'm just going to knead it. Just 2 or 3 kneads on a floured surface just to get the feel of it. Make sure we're all good here. You want to let that gluten in the flour. You want to let that gluten in the flour rest. So we are going to be letting that rest. See, there's our garlic right there. Rest in the dough, in the bowl rather. All right, this doesn't need much kneading because we've already let it knead in the mixer. All right, what I'm going to do, I have a little oil in my bowl, in my pottery bowl. I'm going to grease the top, then I'm going to turn over. I'm going to make sure it's all greased well so it doesn't dry out. Then I'll cover it with a cloth. And I'll let it sit in a warm place until risen at least double in size. Alright, it has been several hours, and you don't have to take several hours to let this rise, but just know that if you need it to sit there, it'll wait on you. So I hope this was an easy tutorial for you to learn how to make just a basic pizza crust. There's more than one way to do things, and I have 3 of those ways in my cookbook like I mentioned. So if you're interested in either one of my cookbooks, you can follow the link down in the description box below. The first 2 cookbooks, I'm working on my 3rd. These first 2 cookbooks of mine do not have overlapping recipes. I think there's one that overlaps in both cookbooks. But if you own both, you do have different recipes. So I hope that you will enjoy making pizza crust and enjoy the recipes in my cookbook. Until next time, make sure you count your blessings, y'all. And I hope you'll have a wonderful, restful winter